Hello everyone, welcome back to my class. Today I am going to explain the functions of Reserve Bank of India or the functions of Central Bank of a country. Every country has a central bank to regulate its monetary policies and its monetary issues. In India also there is a central bank, and the name of central bank in India is Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India is the apex bank in the country. Reserve Bank of India was established as per the provision of RBI Act 1935 with an initial capital of rupees 5 crores. Reserve Bank of India was initially established at Kolkata, and later on it was shifted to Mumbai. Initially, the ownership of Reserve Bank of India was mostly in the hands of non-government shareholders, and it was nationalized in the year 1949. Now, as a central bank of a country, like the other countries' central banks, Reserve Bank of India also performs some important functions. The first function performed by Reserve Bank of India is Bank of Issue. Reserve Bank of India has the legal monopoly of printing currency notes in our country, and the currency notes in India are also called Federal Reserve Notes. RBI prints currency in India on the basis of minimum reserve system since 1956. Now, what is minimum reserve system? RBI has to maintain assets of at least rupees 200 crores, of which rupees 115 billion will be in the form of gold or gold bullion, and the remaining 85 crores will be in the form of foreign exchange. Keeping this reserve, RBI can print any number of currency notes with prior permission of the government. Now, as per the printing of 1 rupee notes, these are not printed by Reserve Bank of India. 1 rupee notes and coins are issued by Ministry of Finance, Government of India, as per the Coinage Act of 1906. Here, I would like to mention a very important and interesting fact about the cost of printing Indian currencies. Here, I am giving a list of the currency notes and their cost of production. Here you can see the cost of producing a 10 rupee note, currency notes in India was 70 paisa in the year 2018. Then again, the cost of producing a 20 rupee note was only 85 paisa, and the cost of producing a 50 rupee note was Indian rupees 0.83, that is 83 paisa. Again, the cost of producing a 100 rupee note in India was 1.51 rupees in the year 2018. Regarding printing of new currency notes, that is Indian rupees 200, 500 and rupees 2000, the cost was for printing rupees 200, it was 2.93 in the year 2020, and the cost of producing a 500 rupee note was Indian rupees 2.94 in 2020, and cost of producing a 2000 rupee note was 3.54 rupees in the year 2020. Now here I am going to explain some of the advantages of monopoly of note issue enjoyed by Reserve Bank of India, that is the benefits of monopoly of note issue of RBI. So the first benefit is it brings uniformity in note issue. That means all the currency notes will be homogeneous, that is they will be similar in all respect. Secondly, it makes possible effective state supervision. The government of India can supervise the currency system properly. That is another advantage. Next advantage is it is easier to control and regulate credit in accordance with the requirement of the economy. Next benefit is it is easier to control and regulate credit in accordance with the requirement in the economy. That means Reserve Bank of India can regulate the credit supply during expansionary monetary policy. Reserve Bank of India will increase the supply of credit, and during contractionary monetary policy, Reserve Bank of India will try to reduce the supply of money in the economy because of the full control over its money supply. The next point is It keeps faith of the public in paper currency. Since Reserve Bank of India is printing currency on behalf of Government of India, so people have full confidence on the currency notes that is being circulated in the economy. Next function of Reserve Bank of India is a banker to the government. As banker to the government, the Reserve Bank manages the banking needs of the government mainly in the following three ways. Firstly, RBI acts as an agent to the central and state government at both national and international level. Secondly, RBI performs banking functions on behalf of government, that is, it accepts deposits, taxes, and make payments. Thirdly, RBI maintains government accounts, provides financial advice and overdraft facility to the government. So these are the services RBI is providing to the government as government's banker. The third function of Reserve Bank of India is a banker's bank. The Reserve Bank of India performs the same function for the commercial banks that other commercial banks generally perform for their customers. RBI lends money to all the commercial banks of the country whenever they want. That means RBI is working as a bank to the commercial banks. Commercial banks are providing banking services to us. It is our bank. Similarly, the commercial bank's bank is the Reserve Bank of India. We can borrow money from commercial banks. Similarly, commercial banks can borrow money from Reserve Bank of India. So, the Reserve Bank of India is providing banking services to the commercial bank. This is the third function of Reserve Bank of India. The fourth function of Reserve Bank of India is lender of last resort. So what is the meaning of lender of last resort? The commercial banks approach the Reserve Bank of India during emergency to tide over financial difficulties, and the Reserve Bank comes to their rescue, though RBI may charge a higher rate of interest. Further, RBI is the custodian of cash reserves of all commercial banks. So it means that whenever the commercial banks are facing some financial problem or difficulties, they will approach the Reserve Bank of India, and Reserve Bank will come forward to help them and will solve their financial problems and will charge comparatively higher rate of interest from them. Moreover, Reserve Bank of India is holding the cash reserves of all the commercial banks. The next function of Reserve Bank of India is controller of credit supply in the economy. RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India or the central bank of our country, accountable for regulating credit supply in the economy. During inflation, RBI will use contractionary monetary policy, and during deflation, RBI will use expansionary monetary policy. Now, in order to regulate credit supply in the economy, RBI has two types of instruments. That is quantitative instrument, another is called qualitative instrument. Now, quantitative instruments regulates the volume of credit supply in the economy, and qualitative instruments regulates the flow of credit supply to the desired channel. Next function of Reserve Bank of India is custodian of forex. That means the Reserve Bank has the custody of country's reserves of international currency, and this enables the Reserve Bank to deal with crisis connected with adverse balance of payment position. Reserve Bank of India is holding all the foreign exchanges received by our country, and it will be using the foreign exchanges whenever it is required to bring a balance in our balance of payment position. Next function of Reserve Bank of India is custodian of cash reserves. Means all the commercial banks of India will have to keep certain percentage, that is now it is 4% of their total deposits with Reserve Bank of India as the legal reserve requirement. So the RBI is accountable for holding the cash reserves of the commercial banks. The next function of Reserve Bank of India is Bank of Central Clearance. RBI acts as a bank of central clearance, that is it performs the function of mutual indebtedness of commercial banks and settles the checks of commercial banks. Since commercial banks have their surplus cash reserves deposited in the Reserve Bank, it is easier to deal with each other and settle the claim of each other through bookkeeping entries in the books of reserves. Thus, clearing of accounts has become an essential function of Reserve Bank of India. So these are the main functions performed by Reserve Bank of India as the central bank of our country. Thank you so much.